All right, so let me tell you, I've been on this kick lately, trying to be more creative and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like picking up painting, writing, even tried my hand at some haikus.
Haiku.
Yeah, I know, right? Pretty wild. But the results, let's just say they've been a mixed bag.
I feel that. Creativity can be a fickle beast.
Totally. So when I stumbled across this program called the Genius Wave, well, let's just say my ears perked up, especially with their whole, unlock your hidden brain power kind of thing.
It's definitely an attention grabber, and I can see why it caught your eye. The program claims to enhance your cognitive function, basically by stimulating your brainwaves, specifically the theta waves.
Brainwaves, huh? That sounds pretty out there. I got to ask, what exactly are theta brainwaves, and why should I even care about them?
Good questions. Okay, so theta waves, they're actually a specific type of brainwave, and you experience them when you're super relaxed, like when you're just about to fall asleep or if you're deep in meditation.
Ah, okay. Like that super chill zone.
Exactly. But it's not just about relaxation. Theta waves are thought to be linked to enhanced creativity, better learning, and even those aha moments, those sudden insights.
Wait, so hold on. Are they saying we can ditch the meditation cushion and fast track to becoming Einstein just by listening to this program for 7 minutes?
That's the bold claim they're making, yes. And look, it's always smart to be a little skeptical, right? But there's some real science behind this whole brainwave entrainment idea. The program uses these things called binaural beats and isochronic tones. Basically, they're auditory stimuli that can actually influence your brainwave activity.
So it's not just some new agey mumbo jumbo.
Not quite. There's actually a growing body of research in this area. For example, there was this study published in Nature. Pretty big deal, right? And it showed that stimulating theta waves through these auditory means actually led to improvements in people's memory recall. There's even another study that found a connection between increased theta activity and, get this, creative problem solving.
Wow. Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. And they've got that big endorsement from Dr. Maria Stavros, who I think has a PhD in psychology, if I remember right.
You got it. Dr. Stavros has been pretty vocal about the program. She's basically said that it lines up with all the current research on theta wave stimulation and what the potential benefits could be.
Okay, so there's some real science behind this, for sure. But I'm guessing it's probably not just throwing on some headphones and boom, instant genius, right?
You're right on the money there. While those initial studies are promising, you have to remember that everybody's different. People respond to brainwave entrainment in their own way. So what works for one person might not do much for another. Plus, there's still a need for more research, especially those big long-term studies.
Right. That makes sense. It's not a magic solution, but there's some real potential there. And hey, at least they offer a 90-day money-back guarantee, don't they?
They do, yeah. So that definitely takes a little bit of the risk away for people who are curious and want to try it out.
For sure. So taking all this into consideration, what's the takeaway for someone like me, or for anyone listening who's interested in boosting their brain power? What's the bottom line here?
The Genius Wave definitely offers a really unique approach. It's based on some fascinating neuroscience. And even though, like we said, more research is always a good thing, the studies we already have, they suggest there might be something really worth exploring.
You know what? It definitely gives me something to think about. Maybe those haikus can wait a bit. But here's a question for you listening out there. Knowing everything we've talked about, would you give this program a shot? And if you would, what's the thing that really piques your interest? I mean, this whole brainwave entrainment thing, it's a rabbit hole for sure. And who knows what else we might find out there, hidden in the rhythms of our own minds. Okay, so that brings us to the second source. And this one's, it's pretty bold. It's a Genius Wave review that claims to be, the best review out there.
The best, huh? That's a bold claim.
It is. And not only the best, they say it's the most detailed and unbiased review you'll find. And they specifically tell you to check it out on independentreviews.info.
Interesting. Well, even if we take that best claim with a grain of salt, it does remind us that looking at independent analysis is crucial.
Right. Marketing can be really slick, and we need to see beyond that.
Totally. You got to look beyond what the company's telling you. Yeah. And finding independent sources, like maybe that independentreviews.info place, that's a good step.
Absolutely. It's you got to get different perspectives to really understand what's going on.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we've talked about how powerful keeping audio short can be. And we touched on how important it is to be, like a smart consumer.
Smart consumers, especially when everyone's competing for our attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's a final thought, and I really want you to think about this. If you had to create a little audio clip, just 30 seconds, about Genius Wave, what would you say?
Oh, a 30-second Genius Wave pitch. That's a good one.
Yeah, like what's the one thing you'd want people to remember based on what you can find out from that independent review?
That's a challenge. I like it.
Right. So head on over to independentreviews.info. See what you think.